Hi everyone, this is Katya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Sorry I've been missing in action lately, but I have been extremely busy this summer, all doing good things though. I wanted to stop and share this fabulous video with you because I just received my new Tim Holtz Stamp Platform. Folks, you won't believe it when I tell you this, but I live in the United States in the Pacific Northwest, and I placed my order on Simon Says Stamp in January, the moment I saw Tim Holtz demonstrating it at Creativation, and I could not wait to get my hands on it. So I ordered it, and I just, with all the delays that were happening, I was super bummed, but I finally got it in the mail a couple of days ago, and I could not wait to unbox it with you. So here I am unboxing the whole thing. You can see that Simon Says Stamp provided a little crafty magazine for me that I opened as well. I thought that was a nice gesture. But I was super excited when I got the notification that my order had shipped, and I hadn't placed a recent order, so I thought, oh, I better check. This might be the stamp platform. I knew there was a delay on it due to the litigation with My Sweet Petunia, but finally mine arrived. Super excited, and here I am pulling it out of the box, and you can see it is super cool. I really, really love this particular platform. I'm going to demonstrate how I use it, but I love the fact that it has an open end. And for those of you who have not purchased this, I will tell you as I use it and as I demonstrate it, I really highly recommend it. It's awesome. So some may be asking whether or not I own the Misty. I never purchased the Misty because the price point I felt was a little bit on the high side. And I knew that once people saw the stamp positioner that she had created, that My Sweet Petunia had created, that there would be other manufacturers who would come out with something maybe similar or whatever. And I just never bought one of those. But when I saw Tim Holtz demonstrate the Tonic stamp platform that he designed with them, I could not wait to get my hands on it. And you'll see as I pull this out of the sleeve that this comes in, it is super well packed. And when I mean well packed, the cardboard box is sort of done double duty on the sides there to protect all around the stamp positioner. They also put foam to protect the plexiglass. But I didn't realize it until I lifted this out how heavy duty and durable it is. And what I mean by heavy duty is it's not heavy in nature, but it's certainly got some bulk to it. And the plexiglass is relatively thick, and I'm pretty impressed with it. So as you can see right there, they have the rubber side right here that you would use for your rubber stamps. And then if you take the plexiglass out, and you just basically do that by setting it down and pulling the plexiglass at a 90 degree angle, I should say, and pull it right out. You just pull it up straight up and it comes out. It will not move if you have it and you're positioning your stamps on it and you're stamping with it, but you have to have it out just so. And then you can see here, this is how you'd position it. You'd want to read the word clear if you're using photopolymer or clear stamps. And that grid that you see there is sort of impressed into the plexiglass on one side. So one side is smooth and the other side you feel those ridges and stuff to help you with your positioners. And then there's also included 2 magnets, and the entire base, the gray base, is magnetic. And I love that. It's open-ended, but it has lips on the side of the plexiglass. And people were asking what was the biggest change in light of the lawsuit. And I believe that the gentleman I spoke to at Tonic who answered the phone there, I believe his name was Gary, he told me the only change they made to make this stamp positioner different was the ruler placement. So I don't really know what that was because I never saw the first one of this, but I know that it has to do with the ruler. So I'm going to use this floral background from Simon Says Stamp. It's really pretty, and when I saw Jennifer McGuire use it, I had to have the same stamp. And I wanted to do some stamping with it, and I thought, wow, how perfect. This is a huge stamping platform. It's about 8.5 square, and it really allows for, using those really huge stamps. So you just want to make sure that you have the right side placed for the stamp positioner clear top, which is the word, I want to see the word rubber written onto it. So that way you can use your foam stamps or cling mounted stamps. So I'm just using my anti-static bag here, And I used Versamark ink on the stamp itself. And this is a new stamp, so the stamping that you see here, even though it may not have turned out the most perfect, is user error, not the stamp itself, because this stamp is brand new and I've never used it before. So it's one of those stamps that you should really condition before you actually use it. So just pushed it down in a little spot where I couldn't get that clear stamping, the Versamark, to go all over. So I decided to restamp it again a couple of times. And my ink pad was getting a little dry, so I did add some more glycerin to it to help with that process. So after the Versamark ink was distributed nicely, according to how I felt like it should be on the card front panel, I decided to put some tonic silver embossing powder on it. And at first I was going to spotlight certain areas like Jennifer McGuire had done, but because I didn't get the best impression in that area, I decided to cover the whole thing and just go with it, wing it, and see how it turned out. So I put the silver embossing powder all over the card. And it turned out a little bit better than I expected. Some of it was a little bit heavy in certain areas, but it actually turned out really nice. And this is like my favorite part. I know most crafters love this part where they watch the embossing powder sort of turn sparkly and melt right in front of them. I just think it's such a magical process and I love watching it too. It's really fun. So this is the tail end of the embossing part. And then I take my heat gun to the back of it to kind of help with some of the warping, because it's such a large stamp that you definitely get a little bit of warping on the card front panel when you do that. And sometimes I think when the cardstock is a little warm, see how I bend it right there? That also helps with kind of getting it to lay a little bit flat. So just like I saw in Jennifer's video, I decided to use these paints as well, the same type of paints that she used. And I got a little carried away. I didn't have a little bit of balance to this card. So I wound up not using this one, but I painted a blue one using the same technique that I did here. And I think that one turned out pretty. And in fact, I actually sent it off to my sister, who's going to be sending it off to a couple of friends in the next few days. So that went off into the mail. But I just painted some of the flower portions in pink, and then I used some of the white, and I used green for the leaves, and it turned out cute. Just not what I had envisioned, and a little bit too much of the color in my humble opinion. So while I'm doing a little bit of coloring here, I just wanted to give you my overall impressions of the Stamp Positioner. I really, really love this platform. I think it's been a long time coming. I like the open-endedness for folks who like to scrapbook. That's not my thing. That's not what I like to do. I love doing cards in general. But I like the fact that even if you make an open-ended card, say you're doing a one-layer card and you need to stamp, there are other stamp positioners that basically make your card sit on the lipped edges of the card. This one doesn't. This one's really handy because you can open and full open your card. Even let's say you've done all of the embellishments on your card, you can still put your card in the stamp positioner because you have so many open-ended options with it. So I really like that. I love the fact that it's sturdy. I like the fact that it has rubber grippers as the base, not just the foam pad underneath to protect your surface or help it from shifting. I just think it's an overall generally great and well-designed stamp platform. I like the fact too that it's easily cleaned. You don't have to buy a special cleaner. I didn't get to that in this video by showing you how to clean that off, but I didn't get any ink anywhere, so I'm not worried about that. But I understand from Tim Holtz that it's super easy to clean. It's just an alcohol wipe. I will probably take a little bit more care cleaning the lid of it and use a plexiglass cleaner. I think that's just going to help keep the conditioning of it as well, and make sure that it stays nice and clear. Overall, I really am happy with it, and for those of you, again, out there who don't have anything like that, I would recommend that you go to Simon Says Stamp and place an order. I do think that they are on reserve right now until July 20th, but since I got mine and I ordered it back in January, you're probably not going to have to wait as long as I did. Let's hope you don't. But I wanted to share my enthusiasm with you about this product because I really love it. And Tonic Studios and Tim Holtz just totally knocked this one out of the park in my humble opinion. It's fantastic. So in the meantime, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to leave a comment or question in the section below the video, and I would be happy to respond to your questions. And as always, thank you very much for tuning in, thumbs upping my videos so that YouTube knows you want to see more of these videos, and definitely share and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for stopping by, and at the end of this video I will show you a final card that I also created in blue and with gold paint as well. Thanks for stopping by, and we will talk to you soon. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.